Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Spintwist Podcast. I'm your host, Jared from Spintwist Videos. And today we're going to be talking about stuff, and we're going to be talking about things. I'm also joined here with Miko, and Daniel, and Spencer. And sorry, we haven't posted for 2 weeks.
Who should we blame? I
blame Trump Obama.
Trump Obama.
Thanks, John F. Kennedy.
I blame John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, it wasn't our fault, dude.
Frickin' Diane, dude. Come on.
We're trying to work out a new schedule. Next week we're probably going to have something different going on, where every other week we'll have a regular podcast, but in between we're going to have like a 15-minute shorter discussion about something. And yeah, we're thinking we're going to be rolling with that. So next week, something different.
And then every fifth podcast, we're still probably going to try and do the special podcast.
Yeah, special. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so basically, if you got ideas, leave them in the comments section below. We always forget to say that at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh yeah.
No, we haven't.
And let's just jump right into it.
Right.
So, some pretty weird things in the YouTube community happened last week. Yeah, last week, technically, since this goes on Monday. And I'm not talking about the iDubbbz thing, even though that is a thing that did happen.
Yeah.
So, we had this attack on PewDiePie, basically, by mainstream media. It's very, very strange thing that happened. So, I guess I'll just explain, if you don't already know. Big news publication sites like like Wall Street Journal, and then Forbes, Wired, who else did it? I think New York Times even posted about it a little bit too. They basically just they all like at once started posting about PewDiePie, saying that he's racist and
gotta jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, he's racist. He's making these anti-SS thing jokes.
Anti-Jews.
Semantic? How do you even say that?
Yeah, I hate those.
That's the word.
Show them.
Anti-semi-truck jokes. And I think it's really stupid because like I support semi-trucks, and I don't think that PewDiePie is against semi-trucks. No.
Yeah, and they really...
Yeah, but what they did is they basically went to PewDiePie's network maker, which is owned by Disney. And they also went to YouTube because they're doing his YouTube Red show. And they basically just backed him into a corner, and they're like, this guy's racist. What do you guys think about this? All this, trying to get him to comment. So YouTube and Disney just drop him. So he doesn't get his show anymore. He doesn't get to be with his partners, his network anymore. And I think that this was probably their intention. The media's intention. They're trying to kill PewDiePie. PewDiePie.
I don't think they're trying to. It's just like, hey, free money.
That's one thing, and I have a few theories. So obviously this would just be like, since one person's doing it, everybody jump on it. Like it's obviously gonna get clicks.
Well,
it's like clickbait stuff.
That's like not everyone realizes it, but that's like how all of that media works, is that they just see one thing happening, they're gotta jump on it. You know, and I don't know. It's really frustrating, I think, because it's like people can't even form their own opinions. They just see what other people are doing and they jump on the bandwagon.
Especially since like a lot of these stories are really skewed, and they're like taking it out of context hardcore. Like they go to his stuff, and then they pull out that clip that says "Death to all Jews" and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, PewDiePie is basically Hitler. He wants death to all Jews." When really he's just like he's making fun of Fiverr people who will basically just do anything for $5.
Could I step
like he's not actually trying to say he hates Jews. I don't think he does. What were you gonna say?
Have you guys ever watched that one Scooby-Doo movie where the news channel goes to Fred and they want to say something about what happens, and he's like, you guys are gonna make me say that I think Coolsville sucks. And when they broadcast the news, it's just him saying, I think Coolsville sucks. They just took the part that they wanted. They didn't look at the entire thing, you know?
Yeah.
Dumb.
And that also creates, like, what we've talked about in a previous episode. It creates, like, a lot of mob mentality. I feel like that's, like, what these news things are trying to do. They're trying to create mob mentality. And I think that's just the dumbest thing in the world. If you're trying to encourage mob mentality in a way like that, it's just, I think it's really...
Well, yeah, it's scientifically proven that that the number one way to make you share whatever you're reading, your posts or anything, to like Facebook or Instagram, or is to make you angry.
Yeah.
If you're angry at PewDiePie, like, oh my god, why would anybody do this? And it's just because you read that first headline, the essays. And I'm not saying like you're bad for doing this. Like, I've done this. You immediately like post. You just instant, like, don't even think about it.
I think you're bad for doing that.
I think you should.
I've done it, but I think I was bad for doing that.
Well, yeah.
I think you are bad for doing that.
But still,
In my opinion.
it's
Like,
kind of hard. It's kind of hard to control.
Like, everybody's really, like, guilty, basically, of just seeing a headline and being like, oh, can't believe this.
Yeah.
But, like, I would encourage, and I'm gonna try to work on this myself, to be skeptical. No. Like, once you read it, don't be like, oh, that's the truth. Like, if you actually are, like, interested, like, go and look into it, because...
And
like,
don't bring it up
news
in an argument either. Never bring that crap up in an argument.
I read a headline once.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that, dude. A lot of people would do that.
I know.
Like,
always.
So, one of these articles, they're calling PewDiePie a fascist for doing this. They're calling him a fascist. And J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, shared it and like. And it's like, this is what happens when you let fascism or something. She said something about fascism. I'm like, you're so dumb. You didn't even read it. You didn't even like look into the story at all. And it, like, makes me lose a lot of respect for one of my favorite authors.
Honestly, it's like our feud between you, Jared, me, and Daniel, and then Moses Brown. It's like if you take all that into proportion and we threw it into a headline, people would believe it, and they'd be like, "Oh, look at these guys freaking fighting, dude!" It's just so stupid. People don't look into stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Research.
One of these things, they're taking images. So PewDiePie made a video before all this happened about the media, like, basically taking things out of context. It's a video about the media taking things out of context.
Yeah.
And in that video, he dresses up as like a Nazi and he's watching a Hitler video. and the media, what do? They take that exact scene about a video taking media out of context and they take it out of context. Like, it's so hypocritical. Like, how much of a hypocrite you gotta be? It's so, oh my god.
I almost wonder, because, like, I think that it's just because they're trying to apply, like, celebrity standards instead of comedian standards. Like, if Beyonce just went out and was like, yeah, death to all Jews, even if it was a joke, people would get pissed off.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because...
Well, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it would be hilarious, but it would still, like, she's a celebrity, not a comedian.
That would be so weird if that happened.
Yeah, she's like an icon. I don't know about celebrities.
She's not a comedian, though, yeah.
Yeah, icon.
That would be very strange if she did that.
But, and that's how these news things are treating PewDiePie instead of comedian. Like, if, like, somebody went out and started bashing on him, but... Yeah, so what? Like, I'm just joking, but...
So this kind of, like, plays into my theory for the next part, why they did all this, and I think it's because they're scared of internet entertainment rising, because like mainstream news and stuff is on a fall. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to kill the person at the very top, the most successful person on the internet. Let's go after him. Like, I think that's what they're doing.
I think they're kind of starting to do that.
Because
definitely see it.
They went to his network and stuff. They did everything they could to try to kill him. Like they're trying to like create this vision that this is a bad idea. Don't give power to the little people because they're just gonna be racist and stuff. I think that's what they're trying to do, just to make it. They're trying to kill it. They're trying to kill internet entertainment, but it didn't work, and it's never gonna work. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's definitely a possibility. I don't know if that's like the full thing about it, but like I think that if they're definitely hitting that, then they'll definitely be thinking about that. But the thing is also, they know that they can't really change it. Internet's on the rise and it will be. Like, they know that I think that they know that they can't really do anything about it. Like, getting rid of this guy's them saying, "Oh, let me get rid of this guy's income for a little bit," you know, let's get him out of here. You know, that's honestly a really bad move, because then it makes people look at those people like us. It makes us look at them as total scumbags. So honestly, I think it's like a reverse kind of thing. So I could see that them making that attack, but I mean, it kind of like, if they did, it wasn't very well thought out, I think.
I also wonder if it's just like the older generation that's just so gullible. Like they're like, news is always trustworthy.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to hit. They're trying to hit the people that are just gonna be older and not really using the internet and just reading the headlines and like, oh.
And then
bad.
It's us that they're like really missing. So I feel like they're just playing this early game stuff and catch it. They'll have.
Yeah. One of the things that makes me think that they're trying to do this is they were talking about advertisers in one of these articles, and they're talking about, is this what advertisers want to be represented by and stuff? And it's like, I think that they're trying to like blow this up so advertisers that are like part of YouTube and stuff, yeah, that they'll like break their connections with YouTube, stop advertising them, and maybe go back to mainstream media.
Makes sense.
Trying to kill
and
YouTube
then the
advertising.
exact same thing will happen in the mainstream media, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm hoping that they'll be like, they'll know it was pretty malicious and scummy.
This situation reminds Trump, and I'm not saying Trump's is not a racist, but he definitely calls out over. Media puts this bad image on him.
Yeah.
You know what sucks, dude? Is that like there's always this what if? Like, why do I have to question it? Like, why do I have this like slight doubt that what if Trump's actually a good guy? Like, and we just don't know it.
You're fake news.
Because the media just takes it all out of content. Because there's no YouTube for, well, there's a Twitter and goes on it and proves that he is a racist. But if there was like a YouTube or Twitter and he just started explaining his own like, real life, like that was out of context or yada yada, be like, oh shit, but still like half the population of the United States believes that he's like the most racist person ever, and it just scares me. I just want the truth, you know, like how am I supposed to know what's going on or what to believe in?
And at that point, it's like you can't do too much digging on that kind of stuff either, because it's like a lot of that stuff is private, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm. There's been like a lot of stuff with news organizations skewing and faking stuff lately, and it's been happening forever. But like lately, there's just so much, and it's like you can't trust anything.
Yeah.
Anyways, we good to move on, or do you guys got anything else on this topic?
I think that's pretty much good.
All
PewDiePie's
right.
not racist.
PewDiePie's not racist. 2017.
PewDiePie.
I remember this one quote. It was like, racist jokes are I mean, racism is not funny, but racist jokes can be funny. And it's set up for a lot of other things too. Like, sexism isn't funny, but sexist jokes can be funny.
When you put in jokes, it's a joke, you know?
Yeah, for
real. That's a word for a reason, you know, that there's a meaning behind that word for a reason. You should use that meaning. You know, it's not like if I say, "Oh, Jared, I want you to die right now, bud," You know, it's not like I want you to die. It's a joke, dude.
I don't know. It makes it kind of hard too, because some people can joke about it and then also mean it.
Well, yeah.
Like,
But I mean, you can I feel like you can tell with most of that stuff.
well, yeah, like for PewDiePie's sake. But like some
That's the
people,
thing.
like, it's like, I don't know. Especially like, the first example that comes to my mind is when people say, "Get back to the kitchen where you belong," right? And then they say
Yeah.
it jokingly, but then they actually are actually like sexist. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
There's a line to draw somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll draw it for you guys right here. And right
I just
here.
think that line's a squiggly.
Yeah.
It's squiggly and it has a gradient.
It's
Yeah.
undefined. Undefined, dude. The
But
slope
it's
is
there
undefined.
somewhere.
Um,
Alright.
Yeah, let's get moving on. For this next subject, you're gonna have to get your eyes out for this one. If you don't want to look, that's fine. If you're just listening, but this part will have some visuals. So I'm gonna get my Skype up. We're gonna be
So
sharing
what
some
is
screens.
this next topic, Jay? What is this next topic that you got going on? You're about to excite us with?
Okay, so this next topic, I'm in this color theory class, and I've learned about this before, but I've had it brought to my attention, and it's very like weird, just like how our eyes perceive color and like what makes our eyes see different colors, and it like blew my mind the other day. So I'm like, I gotta show this on the podcast. Anyways,
Let's see.
let's get into the first one. This one's really popular, and you might have seen it before. In fact,
I think I've seen these where it shows like the different shades, but it's like the same.
I
yeah.
think I've seen this. I put my soda can on the table. It kind of looked.
I've seen that before. All right, so Daniel, you looking at this?
Yes.
All right. So basically, I want you guys to look at A and B.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they different colors or are they the same?
Same.
Different.
They're different.
It's
Different
They're
color.
they're different, right? They don't look the same.
They don't look the same, no.
They don't
Like,
look
You're
the
gonna
same.
blow my mind.
Yeah, you're gonna blow my mind. So
Yeah.
it might be different.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna take away everything else.
Oh shit!
I told you. I told you.
I'm not changing the color at all. This is the exact same
No, they
image.
look a little bit different. They look a little bit different.
But since this B is in the shadow, or like it looks like it's in a shadow, and it's got the other darker squares around it, it makes us think that it's lighter. It looks lighter, but it's not. It's exactly the same.
God,
Like
Oh, shit.
how weird is that?
that's pretty weird.
It's just a really bizarre thing, like how our eyes work. And I've got another one. It's very very similar. So, can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah.
All right. So this right here,
Yeah.
and this right here, different or the same?
They're the same. I learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson, but they don't look the same, right?
No, they don't. Well, it's because it contrasts, I guess.
Dang.
Exactly the same.
Right.
Yo.
It's bizarre, right?
What?
What the heck?
Like I literally saw them. Like I saw them switch. Like no, not like when it got there. I saw them switch, but it like changes color like as
Yeah.
it arrived. What the frick?
To our eyes, it looks like it's changing the color, but it's really not. It's actually the exact same color, and our eyes are just stupid. Just because of the colors that are surrounding it will change how we see the color. It's just so weird how our eyes work.
God.
I got this last one. Now this one and this one, they look different,
No.
right?
Yeah.
No, you can F off, dude. You can F right off.
No, those are different.
They look different, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are different. I just want to mess
I
with
was
you.
I was gonna say you can F right off, bro. If you were gonna say those are the same, dude, I would have killed myself.
Yeah, it's just I just want to mess with you one time.
Okay.
But it's just such a weird thing how this
So
works.
why does this happen then?
Well, it happens because our mind, they're just surrounded by, like, it sees that this one's surrounded by light ones, it sees that this one's surrounded by dark ones, and it just changes the color.
It's like a checker pattern, you know. We expect that one to be white. If it was like that other color, we'd be like, what the frick?
Yeah, and since we think that there's a shadow here, Like our mind is just automatically adjusting to the fact, oh, there's a shadow. But
wait, so is the one under
not.
B, is that one a dark color too? To the left of B, that other white looking one?
I don't know. Let's try that out real quick. Where's my magic wand tool? I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. I'm on the wrong layer still. Wait, no, I'm not. Okay, how about this? I can just cut this out. Yeah, same color.
Oh, what the heck?
God.
So bizarre, right? It
Wait.
looks...
Science, art, magic.
How weird is
Wait,
that?
so where, okay,
Why can't the
What's the
developers
co-
fix that? It's such a weird.
The developers of our eyes, dude.
frick, dude.
We need
God,
a
where you
patch.
at?
God, where's the new patch?
Where the patch notes at, dude?
Weird. So weird.
That is crazy. That is really crazy.
Yeah, I just thought it was super interesting. Wanted to share it with you guys.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty. That is really actually pretty weird. If that last one was real, dude, I would have grabbed this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done, dude. I'd
Yeah.
flipped.
So that concludes the visual part. You can go back to not looking at the screen.
All right. Well, thanks for the first visual of the podcast, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic.
Yeah.
Okay. We were gonna do art. What makes art after this,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, question:
Spoiler.
what makes art? You want me to go into this because I got some good stuff.
Well, you're the one that's kind of taken like some art classes in college, so we'll see what you got to say here.
So prior to me taking those classes, I had a completely different view, and I pretty much I used to really hate modern art and a lot of other things. I made a video actually on Spintwist videos called I Hate Modern Art, and I'm kind of scared to leave it up. Like, if one of my teachers sees it, I'm probably just done for. Because I do a lot of criticisms in it that are really not good, and I probably shouldn't have made. But
I'm
they're
not a fan
there.
of modern art, so change my mind. I don't like it one bit.
I
think it's
don't
big.
I don't necessarily like it, but I get what it's trying to do. Now.
Well, I mean, it's trying to like make you feel something. It's trying to have everyone create their own vision of what it's supposed to be. But even still, it's kind of like.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
Picasso did that, but better.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Pablo Picasso's paintings either. I'm gonna say it.
I like
I
his.
don't like them. I like Guernica. I like Guernica. Besides that, I hate all of them. Don't like any of them.
Yeah. So
I mean,
prior.
it's not that I hate them. I'm just not. I just don't really like them. Guernica's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the cooler part about art. It's like explaining or expressing a meaning compared to this. Like, this is beautiful.
That's what I was gonna get into actually. So prior to me taking that stuff, I was like, this isn't good art because it doesn't look good. It looks like they probably made it really easy. It doesn't look like there's
Yeah.
much effort and stuff. I'm like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it was hard to make. Therefore, it's not art. That was my definition of art before. But now I've broadened it and stuff. Like art, it doesn't matter. Like obviously, the aesthetics. If it looks good, that's a good thing. Like, cool. But if there's no meaning, if it's just like a sunset that looks cool, but it's just a sunset, there's no meaning, then I don't think it's necessarily art. And
Here's-
Yeah. Well, it's like.
Can I put
Go
my
ahead.
2 cents in? Can I put my 10 cents in? Whatever the thing is. I'm gonna relate painting, or arts like visual arts, to music. Okay. Say that you have music and it has some meaning behind it, but it absolutely sounds terrible. I'm not gonna listen to that music. You know, I'm
Mhm.
not really feeling that music. But if there's a song. If there's also a song that's like really good, but there's not a whole lot of meaning behind it, I'm probably also not going to listen to that music.
I think
you know?
that it's
So
like
it's kind
that
of like
too.
in between. Kind
Yeah.
of
There's got to be a
Mhm.
line drawn. Like, I don't want to, like the urinal, dude. Like, I know that's
Yeah.
an art piece.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's just dumb.
I learned about the urinal quite a bit actually when I was in that
And I
class.
understand it's like defeating its purpose on making fun of art. It's like, it's still a urinal, dude. Like, it shouldn't be worth any more than this one.
That's what we kind of had to go. Like, you don't have to like it, but you kind of have to like accept. You got to be like, okay, I get what you're doing, and like, so the definition that my professor like basically had us learn is like, it's art if it's an expressing an idea, and it's expressing it well. Like it's getting the point across. It has a point and it's getting the point across. That makes it art. Doesn't necessarily have to be good. You don't have to like it, but if it's doing those things, then it's art.
Doesn't it also have to be called art too?
Called art? What do you mean?
Like the person that makes it has to consider it being called art.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Cause like if I threw like took a picture of something and I didn't really think it was artistic, but someone else comes and sees it, they're like, wow, that's a pretty art picture, and I'm like, nah, that's not art, and they're like, yeah, art. Like it's I feel like it's like whoever like can, if you conceive it as art, like then it's art in your mind. So I don't know.
It shouldn't be called art, but
Art is in the eyes of the beholder.
Because
beauty
it's like,
is in the eyes of the beholder.
Oh,
That's different.
Okay, so
that's true. That's true.
here, this brings my question then. What isn't art? What is not art in this world?
What is not art? If it doesn't have... Okay, so another thing that he talked about is there's two different, like, things. Two different definitions for art. He called uppercase art and lowercase art. The uppercase art, he explained it as what I just said. Like, it has a point, it's getting across. Lowercase art is kind of like your basic just idea. Like, oh, it's a pretty picture of a sunset art. But it's just like a calendar photo. Basically, it's something that you just found in like 5 seconds off Google when you search up pretty sunset. That's a lowercase art. Okay. But you could still technically call it art, but it's not the uppercase art that we're talking about. Like art.
Okay. Can we make a third degree though? Like
a third degree.
Like how Spencer was saying. Like there's art that gives a meaning, right? And that's upper. And then there's art that's pretty, and that's lower. And then there's like good art, which is like another one above that. Like
good art.
Where it's like it looks pretty, and it gives a meaning.
Well, I would say that's still in the uppercase art. That's just a really good one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Like obviously, like there's gonna be ones that have meaning and look good, and that's where I think the most success is, for me personally. Yeah. A lot of people are like they don't like it like that. It's weird. Like I just want to feel. I don't know. I think the... Go ahead. Sorry.
I think visuals for me is like feeling. When I see something that looks really beautiful, like to me, that gives me a lot of feeling.
Yeah. And like, it can still be both. Like I think Bob Ross. I think he's definitely uppercase art, even though it's just pictures of landscape and stuff. Like he puts meaning into what he's doing.
It's like the idea that you're making it just because it's pretty instead of like.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, one thing he's trying to say, and he encourages, one reason he encourages to paint like this is like, it lets you create your own world on, like, that you can imagine on canvas, you know, and it's like, so you get that meaning and you're like, wow, this is his own world. He created this world, you know, so it's kind of like, you can pretty much bring meaning to like anything if you try.
You know what? I wonder actually if this is like a new big thing in like heads even that slowly like evolve, because like before like it really was just like billions of like let's make the most beautiful or a picture of the most beautiful one could do, or like Jesus for like super long, and then all of a sudden we start having like slowly more we have this like flow of like why do we need this, like why is this here, why did he make it, instead of just like it looks cool, like that's bad, that looks awesome.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like time periods where art like has just taken some sharp turns, where it's
Yeah.
just like all about trying to be realistic, but there's like no feeling and stuff, and then it's like it's so abstract that you're like losing everything. Yeah. There's just so many different turns
Honestly,
in history.
I feel like when it comes down to art, it's just basically preference. People have different preferences. I mean, there's always like with everything, there's always guidelines to like what makes it stuff. But I think when it comes down to is just personal preference. You know, I think that plays a big role.
Another thing too about art is that it's like I always had a hard time with art. Until like more recently, because I was like, why is this like I was still so confused about like why were things considered good? Like it's like it's just because it's in this art museum. Like otherwise, no one would give a crap about this stupid piece of art.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true with some things, and that's what I made that video that I'm talking about for, where it's literally just like one color and it looks like really bad. I still don't get that.
Well, even like, and it's like a picture of like a landscape sometimes, and it's like just, and it's just like I don't know this guy. I didn't watch him paint it, and it's
Here's
just...
the thing. Here's what I can say for this is like since I've started painting, I trash a lot on like modern art, but I can see like where people enjoy it. And like the thing is, whenever I paint, I enjoy it so much. Like I don't care how the painting turns out. I just enjoy being able to paint and stuff, you know. And I feel like I don't give enough credit to the people that make paintings that I don't like Pablo Picasso. Like I bet you he enjoyed making those paintings and he put effort into it. And I just feel like I don't like people deserve credit because I feel like painting is such an individual thing and it's should make people happy, you know. And so I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
that's
that's because I mean,
but yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
well,
I know
yeah,
what you mean.
there's nothing else to add to that. It was good.
Yeah. I think, yeah, what you like is up to you, but
Yeah.
I think in some of these artworks and stuff, like you gotta accept like, oh, I get what he's doing. You don't have to necessarily like it, but like as long as you're like acknowledging, yeah, he's successful in this, or not successful if you try to get what he's doing, you know.
Yeah.
Not just be like, oh, it looks bad. This probably took like 5 seconds to make.
Yeah.
And that's what I regret.
Those don't too is the thing.
Well, sometimes they do. I've seen a few where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, this is actually genius,
Yeah.
and I was turned around.
So one big thing that I was thinking about, similar to this, is that like when I learn about like what the artist was going through in his lifetime for this art piece, and you can see it in his art, that made me love like a lot of the big artists that I liked, like Picasso. Like learning about like his blue art, and then seeing like, oh, that he was depressed, and like that's why he's painting all these blue paintings time after time after time after time, and then it goes the same with pink, and that made me like those even better. And then or like what's his name, Van Gogh, and his Starry Night. I was just like, that's just cool. Really, once I learned like this is like a guy that went from serious like mental illness, and now he's in this psychiatric hospital after being rejected off of his whore wife. Then, this girl that he proposed to, which was a whore, was looking out the window, and this is what he painted, and it makes me like that painting so much more.
I agree. I think that the context and like story behind the art is like, it's a huge deal.
Or
Like,
even the fact that like when he was painting it, like he was not famous until after his death, and he wasn't painting these to know that they were gonna be famous. Like, he was just painting them because that was his life.
Trying to show his emotion, you know.
it's such a weird thought. Like he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that he's famous.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you saying? There's no afterlife?
And unless there's an afterlife, you know. If there's an afterlife, then he knows.
Well,
But
I mean, like, it's just that comparison to Leonardo da Vinci, right?
Yeah.
Most of their
same
paintings,
thing, right?
they knew that. Well, like I feel like they kind of knew, like, yeah, I'm paying this because this lord or king is giving me a shit ton of money to make this. That's why I'm making it. Almost. But he kind of knew that this was gonna go somewhere in somebody's house, and it's gonna be seen by like tons of people.
I had like a similar situation to that. The Scream by Edvard Munch or Monk or however you pronounce it. I still don't really know. Welcome back, Spencer.
Whenever I mute my mic, it brings me to the kitchen, dude. I click my muting my mic, and it brings me to the kitchen. Okay, anyway, continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
Van Gogh, or not Van Gogh?
Suck.
Munch.
Scream.
So I had a very similar experience to your Van Gogh thing. The Scream by Edvard Munch or Monk, however that's supposed to be pronounced, I still don't really know. It's a different language. Like I never really got that painting. Like it's this very weird thing of this figure on a boardwalk and it's screaming and it looks kind of scary actually. The colors are really cool looking. You don't really know what's going on. But like once I figured out like the context of it, like the time period where this is being painted at, and like it's when people were starting to like question the afterlife. Like I kind of ironic, we were just already talking about afterlife, but this is back in the time when people were starting to question afterlife, and they didn't know if they were where they were going when they were dying, and it was like a scary time for a lot of people. And basically that was like his feelings at the time. Like he was scared, so that's what that painting represents. It's like, whoa. And it just like brings so much more meaning to it for me.
Yeah, that does to me too. For me, it's always like this cool painting that my stepmom put on her coffee cup. I thought it was interesting when I was a kid. So I relate to it like this home feeling, just because I saw it. Like,
The
And
Scream?
it's like,
Are you talking about the Scream or Starry Night? Oh.
that's great.
well, like, and this relates with anything too, with like music. Like if you hear a song and then you like don't really understand it, but then you find out the context of it, you like appreciate it so much more.
Yeah, for sure. That's how what happened with me with I took a pill in Ibiza. Is that what it's called? I took a pill in Ibiza. Yeah. That one. I used to hate on that song until I learned the context behind that. Like he lost his fame basically, and now he's like all drugged up and like he's like, I ruined my life, and I don't know. I think that song got a lot more meaning once I figured out his story. And yeah.
I like that conversation.
Yeah, that's a good one. Fandoms.
Ruin everything. They ruin everything.
Next topic is fandoms ruin everything. This happens time and time again.
The one I want to talk about is Undertale, because that's just the biggest one.
Yes. So we're talking about the how something will become popular, and then it just gets killed by its fans, because they start making really weird fan art, and they start cosplaying and making fan fictions, and it just ruins the whole community. It feels like what Miko's talking about with Undertale is a huge example. I personally think that game is amazing. I really like it. The soundtrack is awesome. The story is awesome. It's a great game. I've got to put it on like one of my top favorite games of all time.
Yeah, definitely touches your heart. I was like willing to just I
felt like I was gonna cry.
Yeah, and I almost went full out. I was gonna buy merchandise and like change all my stuff to it. I was totally gonna join that fandom. Then I saw the fandom.
Yeah.
All of the like 12-year-olds like jerking off to like their stuff that they made off of this game, dude.
I don't get it.
Like, and it's like, why? And God.
Like it's just so good, and it's like so emotional, and then these kids, and even probably adults too, they somehow sexualize it.
Yeah, dude.
It's like a 16-bit pixel game or 8-bit pixel, whatever it's called. It's really low graphic game, but amazing story. Somehow they're making porn out of it. How? How do you do this? I don't get people, dude. I just don't get it. It just really ruined it for me. But I can still like put that aside and appreciate it for what it really is.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Usually, when you like play something before the fandom becomes like super cancer, then you can like appreciate the thing. Like, I've been watching the Supernatural series, like since like season 2, and then like around like season 5-ish is like when this fandom started blowing up and it became really like annoying, almost to just like see, and then just like, but even still, like I love to watch the show. Like putting the fandom aside is just really fun to watch. But I feel like when people like nowadays, like I bet Jared, you wouldn't want to watch the show because you've seen the fandom. You know, it's just like
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely
what- that's-
discouraging.
That's probably what makes me sad the most, where it's like, I want to show this to my friends. I'm like, this game, dude.
yeah.
This game will change how you see all other
And
games.
that's what it's that's one
But-
thing, you know, and it happens with everything. Like I'm gonna relate this to good old topic, feminism. When I say feminism, people are always like, oh, cancer. But that's because they talk about they think about the feminists that take it out of proportion, you know? And that's like the freaking the social justice warrior people, you know? They're like the fandoms of that whole thing, you know?
It really is the
People
same
see it
concept.
and they're like, "Oh, I hate that so much," because that's what they see. They see this fandom area of it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to support whatever that is because this fandom that's freaking so cancer and annoying." And
Yeah.
it's like it relates with just so much, with just everything.
It's like
Yeah.
whoever's being the loudest and most outrageous is getting the front and center, and then that's what people think it is. That's what represents it.
Yeah.
I gotta mention Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
When FNAF came out, the first one, I was like, this
Such a
is
good game.
such a good idea. This is
I remember
terrifying.
going to your house, Daniel, and you showed it to me, and I was freaking out because that game is freaking.
I was like, this is crazy. This is like one of the best horror games I've ever played. This is like some new crazy stuff. And then I get on later, a few weeks later, I go look up Five Nights at Freddy's on Vine. And
Or
then
you see
there's
it
two
on-
cosplayers of the character Chica and the character Bonnie making out.
Yeah. And that's one thing about too is if you want to find some cancer fandoms, hop on iFunny, boys. Go to the collector
Oh.
section.
iFunny's the worst for that.
iFunny, Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. Like when I first saw, I'm like, wait, this is a thing. This is actually happening. Like one, they're animatronics.
Yeah.
You're sexualizing animatronics. Two, they're animals. So not only are you into robots, you're into bestiality. What are you doing? I don't get it. So
And they're
bizarre.
duck. It's like a duck, dude. It's-
It's not even attractive in any way.
Ugh. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, furries took over.
And I feel like
FNAF.
it really hurts us too, because we play like games, right? Video games, and you have to admit that a large portion of play video games are the 12-year-olds, you know, like that,
Mhm.
and it kind of sucks for us. Well, it really hits home for us that we have to do.
Yeah. And it's not the fact that the 12-year-olds are playing it, it's the fact that like the 12-year-olds are playing it and then creating this content with it, you know? Like
Or that it
if
can
12-year-olds
become.
were just playing the game, you know, okay, that's fine. You know, I can be called a stupid N-word hard R on Call of Duty on Xbox, but you know, when they start posting like fandom and just absolutely getting annoying, you know, it's just
That's
no thanks. I'm not a fan of that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
How I gauge if something is dying or not is if my brother's into it.
Yep, same here.
Like I remember the "Suh dude" meme from Vine. I was like, oh, this is pretty funny. And then my brother said, I'm like, not funny anymore. This is dead.
Yeah. Or when the kids started playing Five Nights at Freddy's, it was just over. That's when it
Yeah.
started.
It's a good gauge. Have a little brother and be like, are you into this?
Spencer, tell them about our video we made about Five Nights at Freddy's and the people who upstaged us.
Oh my god. I don't want to. I don't want to think about it, honestly.
I don't know what you're
So,
talking
Our
about.
video was bad. Our video was bad. But their video was terrible, okay?
So I'll explain it. So we made this what would you call it? Like a cover video for this song for Final
Oh,
Fantasy.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
And we built this like the Foxy character out of like stuff. Like not we, but Daniel. Daniel spent a long time, and then we made it all nice. We were trying to make it look realistic, and we like made scenes try and go together. It was still stupid,
Yeah.
but I had fun doing it, and I was really excited to watch it explode. I was like, this is gonna be good. But we get outviewed by 4 7-year-olds wearing paper masks of the characters, dancing around on the floor. And it's the same idea. They're making a cover video for it. And after that, dude, I realized I wanted to die, and I should just make kid videos if I'm gonna go on YouTube. That's my life.
Elsa gets pregnant by Spider-Man, duh.
You know we gotta make a parody of that when you get back, Daniel.
Yes. Daniel gets
This
Jared
Ethan.
pregnant.
I think the difference between there is a difference between what happened with Undertale and what happened with Five Nights at Freddy's. Is like I'm willing to put aside the fandom for Undertale. When it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's, I can't do it because the creator kind of just embraced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he
and
just started making more sequels
and
that pandered to it.
Yeah, and it's not even that. He just made more sequels because of all these like people wanting the game. He just made more sequels, and you can't just make more sequels out of that game.
Yeah,
That game
he kind of
becomes
sold out.
so it's like so one-sided. It's the same thing every time. So we have to try and switch it to something else, and then it's just distorting the game over and over to the point where it's not even Five Nights at Freddy's anymore. It's just terrible. Like it's not.
Mhm.
It's just
Mechanical furry porn.
It's just pandering, is what it is. It's just pandering
Yeah.
and selling out.
Well,
that's
I don't
textbook
know.
pandering.
I really liked the game because it was like this new way to make a scare, like the mechanics behind it and what pops out, or like what you're
Yeah.
trying to do to survive. It wasn't like this big scary thing chasing you around, and you were just
Yeah.
trying to run away from it and also figure out stuff. Like you were sitting still at a computer and you were like setting up bases and stuff.
Yeah,
And it was hard to do that over and over again without it being more. Actually.
Yeah, it was like this new thing. That's what I liked about it so much. Like, you feel so hopeless because you can't move, and you have to be so resourceful of your power, and like this is some clever stuff. And then it just turned into what it is today.
Yeah.
Cancer.
What a shame. The death
I
of
mean,
Five Nights at
there's
Freddy's.
not much that he could have done. Like,
No, I don't.
he could have stopped at 3. You know, that's probably what his best option would have been. Or even just stopped at 1 or 2.
I think
Well,
they
I
should have
feel like
stopped
it
at
could have
2.
been cool if
2
you
was
made
okay.
it like the hype for it go up. So like if the second one came out like a couple months ago, so it was like, dang, dude, when is the next one coming out, dude?
But
I'm
even
super
then, it's
excited.
still at that point, the hype would be gone. You know,
Well,
it's like
but not
it's
like
like yeah.
Skyrim, dude. Like when the next Skyrim comes out, you know I'm buying that game. You know.
I don't think you can compare the two games. Skyrim is
But
a
you
much
know,
bigger
you
thing.
know I am, dude. I don't even care what anybody says. I don't care what the fandom is. I'm buying that game.
Yeah.
That's how
I
it
guess
was for me in Battlefront. Like I didn't care how much like DICE is making it, dude. DICE is making it. That's a red flag. I'm like, dude, it's Battlefront. That was my childhood. I need to buy it, so I did,
Yeah.
and now I never play it.
Yes.
It's true. I guess at a certain degree, like the hype can be even more when you release it late. Like with the whole Finding Dory, that hype was huge. It's just kind of it really depends on like
Yeah.
situation. I don't know. I feel like that creating a sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's this late really
second
wouldn't
one
be
was
much.
pretty good.
If they make another
Second one
game,
was good.
then it's
They
just
should.
over. I've lost all credibility.
Yeah.
I think the third
And I
one
think it's
definitely
definitely
made it,
like
yeah.
possible. Like he'll probably do it, come 1 or 2 years. And he's making a movie, and that's like already for certain. The movie's in production.
I'm definitely going to see that.
I mean, I'll
and,
probably watch
emojis.
it. Honestly, I'll probably watch it.
I give the best of luck to whoever's making
Yeah.
that movie, that they do their best not to screw it up. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah. And don't pander to those 12-year-olds.
Yeah, just make a scary movie, please.
Yeah.
Don't
Kinda-
do
It's
it.
kind of hard too, though, that the idea behind it too, because I mean, it is like we're getting jump scared by stuffed animals with rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, I mean, it's like, it goes down to, like, the whole people being scared of dolls and stuff, too. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
that simple kind of stuff is just kind of freaky.
yeah.
Well,
that's true.
we've been at this for a good amount of time, right? And
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty much correct.
50
What
minutes?
do we, 50 minutes? Yeah, we should probably wrap this up then.
All right, wrap it up. I don't know why I said it 3 times. I'm sorry.
Hey, wrap it up, dude.
All right, I'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up in a tortilla and call it a taco.
Nice.
I'll
Thanks.
wrap it up in a tortilla. and
You're
just
welcome.
Wrap it up. 'Cause it's-
Well, anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. If you made it this long, we appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said in the beginning, make sure to leave a topic. We'll try to get to that. And
Yeah, and we'll try and the next podcast is just going to be an experiment. We're going to try the 15-minute thing. We're going to see how that works out. If it doesn't work out how we want it to, we might go back to the beginning, or we might try and change up the schedule a little bit. But just a little warning: this next month or so is going to be a little bit going to have some terrain to it. All right, it's going to have a little bit of terrain.
yeah,
And that's
It's going to be a
if
bumpy road.
I mean, this is a joke, but that's if I'm not, dead, because Jared's supposed to drive over to my house and take me out.
Yeah,
Sniper.
and we're supposed to do like get a good collateral going.
yeah.
But anyways,
So if
yeah,
that
just
doesn't
fair
happen-
warning, guys.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time, guys. Peace out.
See you next
See
time.
ya.